Hey guys, in this video we're going to talk about how narcissists will leave you for dead and still play victim. Please hit that subscribe button and like this video if this is a topic that you're interested in. Now, this is something narcissists like to do a lot. First of all, they love to play victim, and they also love people who are codependent. So codependents and narcissists are usually like this. And the reason for that is because codependents usually aren't good at standing up for themselves, right? They don't really have a huge sense of self, whereas narcissists have a huge inflated ego and sense of self. So that's why they're like perfect for each other. And then the codependent ends up resenting the narcissist, and the narcissist ends up hurting the codependent, and then the relationship usually ends after that, unless the codependent can figure out a way on how to become less codependent, and then the narcissist has to learn how to humble themselves and lower their ego. So, you know, those are two things that these people need to do in order to really be able to come together to have a healthy relationship. So one way narcissists will play the victim and leave you for dead is, well, this happens also with narcissistic parents. You can have a child that's completely destroying themselves, drugs, alcohol, whatever's going on with this person, homeless, whatever it is, and you have a parent acting like it's a regular freaking Tuesday. They have no self-concept of what's going on. They can't understand that their child's in trouble. It's not really registering here in their frontal lobe. What they understand is that the kid's not there, so that means more peace for them, and they don't have to deal with it. So that's what the narcissist understands. In their mind, because the child is acting out, they don't have to deal with it. So they basically, a lot of narcissists, especially narcissistic parents, abdicate parental responsibility, and they like to parent through neglect. That's their main, if it's not neglect, it's control. So they kind of like oscillate between control and neglect, okay? Love is rare. Love, acceptance, not being critical, affirmations, words of affirmations, things like that, that's rare. A lot of it is criticism and neglect and control. Okay, so that's how you know you have a narcissistic parent. I am speaking in that because that's what I've experienced with a narcissistic partner or spouse. I'm sure is the same, and you can write in the comments what it's like. But I will speak a parent's perspective, which is a parent and child. I had an example where I felt like I could be just dead on the street, and my narcissistic parent would literally walk by. Because that's how detached they were from my experience. Oh, like, who's that? Like, let's just like kick that person and like just keep going, That's how it felt. And I'm not saying that a parent can't have issues and difficulty with a child and not know what to do, but that's different than this complete and utter detachment of another person's experience, complete lack of empathy, right? If that person isn't affecting me in my life, why should I care, right? So they don't understand why they need to care about somebody else who might be hurting, especially their child, if it's not about them. Right? That's where like that ego thing comes in. That's kind of like where they need to like humble themselves a little bit. It's like, well, it's not just you in the world. You're not the only one here existing. Other people exist. And you're my mom. You're my dad. You need to help me because you're my parent. I mean, isn't that the whole point? Oh, no. The whole point is to put a roof over your head and just shower you with cash. Like, I'm not a prostitute, right? I don't need to be showered with cash. I need someone to give a shit about me. So this is where narcissistic parents go wrong. They think money solves all problems. They think, here's the holy dollar. Now I did my part. Now goodbye. And they don't understand that a parent and a child need to have a relationship. And not an enmeshed one, right? Not one where you're controlling them, but one where you love them. Right? Love. I've seen videos where religious leaders say, and they love to say this, that marriage is not about love. Marriage, okay, marriage. Now we're talking about marriage. Marriage is not about love. What's it about? Pray tell, religious leader, if it's not about love, what's it about? What's it about? Well, they can't really tell you what it's about. They just want to tell you it's not about love. How abusive is that towards women? Why is that abusive towards women? Well, because men, right, they'll never say they'll never say that it's not about sex. No, sex is important, right? You need to have children, so sex is okay. Love is negotiable, whatever. Why is that abusive and towards women and very controlling? Because if you don't have love, then you have control. And who is usually controlled in a marriage? The woman. She has less rights. The man feels entitled to her. Many times men get off scot-free with whatever the hell's going on. Women have to suffer. Women pay the price. So these religious leaders that say marriage isn't about love, what they really mean, it's about control. Same thing with the narcissistic parents. Your relationship with this parent is not about love. They want to control you. That's why if they see you doubled over, like with a shotgun to your chest on the street bleeding out, they're going to be like, how many minutes is it until you die? Because then I know I won. People are going to feel sorry for me. I'm a victim because I'm the parent. So poor me, my child is dead, right? But they don't give a shit in reality. They actually want you to die. They are actually going to be happy if you die because it gives them more sympathy, and now they have control of the situation. Now they don't have to deal with you. So they will either throw money at you, but they're not going to take care of your actual health. Definitely not your emotional health, definitely not your mental health. And even your physical health, they're going to neglect. So this is why children of narcissistic parents need to care about themselves. You need to get away from that parent. You need to maybe start believing in God, higher power. I wouldn't recommend running straight to religion like I did, but I would say find a time to differentiate yourself, get to know yourself. Maybe join a 12-step group like Codependence Anonymous. It might help you, because if you're with a narcissist or you have narcissists in your life, you're probably codependent, which means you have very little boundaries. You don't even know who the hell you are. You have lack identity, lack a sense of self. If that is you, you need to find that, by yourself, probably single, not with the help of anyone else, because that's going to be your job. And then as for the narcissist, we are on to you. We know what you're doing, and it's not working anymore. Thank you very much.